Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to yet another video, and in today's video we will be looking at Manchester United's last trophy winning team and where they are now. Manchester United last won a trophy on the 24th of May 2017 when they won the Europa League against Ajax. Goalkeeper, Sergio Romero. Sergio Romero spent most of his time at Manchester United as a second choice goalkeeper. But in the 2016-17 season, he was Jose Mourinho's first choice cup keeper and therefore played most of the Europa League games. He stayed at the club for 4 more seasons, making only 1 Premier League appearance during that time. In the 2020-21 season, Sergio Romero did not make a single appearance for Manchester United. This came after Manchester United rejected an offer from Everton to take him on loan and even pay his entire wages. On the 11th of October 2021, Romero signed for Serie A side Venezia on a free transfer. He made 16 appearances for them last season, but surprisingly, reports came out last month that he would be interested in rejoining Manchester United. The move looks unlikely, but still a surprise nonetheless. Right back, Antonio Valencia. The former Ecuadorian international was the captain the day Manchester United won the Europa League. Having played right wing for most of his career, Antonio Valencia was at this point a right back. At the beginning of the 2018-19 season, he was made the club's captain after Michael Carrick retired. Upon his contract expiry in March 2019, Manchester United declined to take up the offer to renew his contract. This brought his 10-year spell at Manchester United to an end, and he left the club having won 2 Premier Leagues, 1 FA Cup, 2 EFL Cups and 1 Europa League. Following his exit from Manchester United, he returned to Ecuador to play for LDU Quito, for whom he stayed at for 2 seasons, making 14 appearances in the league. He then joined Liga MX side Querétaro FC. After just 1 season at the club, he announced his retirement on the 12th of May 2021. Centre-back, Chris Smalling. The 2016-17 season was Chris Smalling's 7th at the club, but he only made 18 appearances that season, having lost the starting spot to new arrival Eric Bailly. However, in the following 2 seasons, he was once again the starting centre-back as Eric Bailly struggled with injuries. On the 30th of August 2019, Chris Smalling joined Serie A side Roma on a loan, and he had a fine time at the club, making 30 appearances in the Serie A and getting 3 goals as well. Roma then made his loan deal permanent. On the 16th of April 2021, Chris Smalling and his family were robbed by armed men at their home. Luckily, no one was physically harmed in this incident. Centre-back, Daley Blind. One of the most versatile players to play at Manchester United in recent times. Daley Blind could operate as a left-back and central defensive midfielder, but in the Europa League final he played as a centre-back. In the following season, he made just 7 league appearances, which prompted a return to Ajax on the 17th of July 2018. On the 16th of December 2018, he amazingly scored a hat-trick in a league game as a centre-back. In the 1920 season, he was one of the few experienced players that were part of the youthful Ajax side that made it to Champions League semi-finals. Last season, he made 46 appearances in all competitions for Ajax and is at the club till this day. Left-back, Darmian. When it comes to forgetful spells at a club, there are few that can match Darmian's time at Manchester United. Having fallen out of favour with Jose Mourinho, Darmian only made 8 league appearances in the 17-18 season, and his luck under new manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did not get much better, as he only made 6 league appearances in the 2018-19 season. In the following season, he made his return to Italy, signing for Parma on a 4-year deal. In his first season at the club, he made 33 league appearances, which was just 1 less than the previous 3 seasons combined at Manchester United. For the 2020-21 season, he went out on loan to Inter Milan, helping them win their first Scudetto in over 10 years. Last summer, that loan was made permanent for a fee of 1.8 million. Central midfield, Ander Herrera. The 2016-17 season was arguably Herrera's best season as a professional footballer. That season, he famously put on a man-of-the-match display against Chelsea in the Premier League, having man-marked Eden Hazard out of the game and even scoring to help his team win 2-0. He was also awarded the 2017 Europa League final man of the match, and was presented with the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year award. In the 17-18 season, he formed a formidable midfield 3 with Pogba and Matic, which helped his side finish second in the league that year. After failing to meet Herrera's wage demands, he left the club on the 4th of July 2019, signing for PSG, and he's been at the club ever since, winning 2 Ligue 1 titles, mainly as a squad player. Central midfield, Paul Pogba. Looking back at his time at Manchester United, the 2017 Europa League final was quite clearly the highlight of his time at the club. On the 18th minute of the game, he scored what turned out to be the game-winning goal to win his second and final trophy in Manchester. In the 18-19 season, following the sacking of Jose Mourinho, Paul Pogba had the most productive season of his career as he scored 16 goals and got 11 assists in all competitions. He was also controversially named in the PFA Team of the Year that season. Prior to the 1920 season, he was flirting with a move to Real Madrid but stayed at the club for another 3 years. And just like most of his time at Manchester United, he struggled with form and injury but showed moments of brilliance. On the 1st of June 2022, Manchester United announced that Pogba would leave the club at the end of the season. He then returned to Juventus for his second stint at the club, but just after a few days at the club he injured his meniscus and will be sidelined for 2 months. Right wing, Juan Mata. Despite being a natural number 10, Juan Mata spent most of his time at Manchester United playing on the right wing. And despite him doing a job on the right hand side, we never got to see him fill out his full potential. In each of his last 3 seasons at the club, he failed to make over 20 league appearances. Towards the back end of last season, he enjoyed a run of games after a few players were injured and out of form. Upon his contract expiry, he left the club and is now a free agent. Centre attacking mid, Fellaini. Whilst far from a fan favourite, Fellaini was very effective when he did play for Manchester United. Following a 4-0 win against Crystal Palace in the 17-18 season, Jose Mourinho praised Marouane Fellaini. He described him as being a fighter and a strong character, and following the end of the season he signed a new 2-year contract at the club. But after Jose was sacked in the 18-19 season, he found his playing time limited under new manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In fact, after just over a month at the club, he got rid of Marouane Fellaini. He agreed a contract with Chinese club Shandong Lueng, which brought his 5.5-year spell at Manchester United to an end. He's been at the club ever since. Left wing, Henrik Mkhitaryan. Having just signed for the club in the summer, Henrik Mkhitaryan also scored in the Europa League final against Ajax. By doing so, he became the first Armenian to win a major European trophy. In the first 3 matches of the 17-18 season, he assisted a record equaling 5 goals, but despite this excellent start to the season, he would spend most of the season in and out of the first team. On the 22nd of January 2018, Arsenal announced the sign of Mkhitaryan from Manchester United, in which Alexis Sanchez went the other way. Once again, he had an amazing start to life for Arsenal, getting 3 assists in his home debut against Everton. Ahead of the 2019 Europa League final, he controversially did not travel with the squad to Baku. This was due to political issues between Azerbaijan and Armenia. For the 1920 season, he was loaned out to Roma and got 9 goals in 22 league games. This loan move was then made permanent and he continued his fine form into the next season, getting 13 goals in 34 league games. For the upcoming season, he has signed for Inter Milan. Striker, Marcus Rashford. Having made his breakthrough in the previous season, Marcus Rashford made 53 appearances in all competitions in the 2016-17 season, getting 11 goals. On the 23rd of October 2017, Rashford came 3rd in the Golden Boy Award behind Ousmane Dembele and Kylian Mbappe. In the 1920 season, he scored a career-high 22 goals in all competitions and got 21 the year after. Last season, he massively struggled with form, getting only 4 goals in the Premier League. After suffering a few serious injuries, it remains to be seen whether Rashford ever returns to his old form. And that was it for the first team. Now time for some honourable mentions that did not start that game. Striker, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan arrived to Manchester United in the summer of 2016 when he signed on a free transfer from PSG. And he would have a prolific season, scoring 28 goals in all competitions, which included 2 goals against Southampton in the EFL Cup final. But on the 20th of April 2017, he sustained a serious ligament damage in his right knee in a Europa League quarter-final against Anderlecht. Due to this injury, he was unable to start against Ajax in the Europa League final. Manchester United announced that they would release Zlatan at the end of the season, but later he ended up signing a new 1-year contract. Just a few months later, his contract at Manchester United would be terminated and he joined LA Galaxy, where he spent 2 seasons, scoring 53 goals in 58 appearances. For the 1920 season, he signed for AC Milan, stating that he wanted to win the Serie A one more time. And last season he did just that, helping AC Milan win their first Scudetto in over 10 years. Last month he signed a 1-year contract extension. Striker, Rooney. United's all-time top scorer made his final appearance when he came on as a sub against Ajax. He then briefly returned to Everton for 1 season, scoring 10 goals. He then played 2 seasons for DC United in the MLS. He then joined Derby on a player-manager contract. On the 15th of January 2021, he announced his retirement and became the full-time coach at Derby. After being relegated with them last season, he is now back in the MLS for DC United as a coach. And that was it for today's video, guys. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.